Hey guys, it's Marissa, and today I have a Christmas book haul for you.
But it's cold outside.
So I know I haven't posted a video in well over a week, but with Christmas and me being sick, which, if you couldn't tell, I am by the fact that my face is almost as white as my shirt, this did kind of hold me back from posting a video. And I know in my last video I told you I was going to do a House of Leaves review, which I actually have filmed. I just didn't get the time to edit it. Hopefully, I'm going to review that in the next week, and maybe it'll be up within the next few days. I do have another review I want to do, one of the books I'm going to talk about today, which I wanted to get up before Wednesday, so hopefully that'll be up. I'm sorry if any of the 3 or 4 people who watch my videos regularly was looking forward to that, but it will be up eventually, I promise. So I'm going to start with the books that I received from my parents for Christmas. I got 4 of them. These first 2 I got in a set, and I was originally not really excited for them. They kind of were books I put on my list because everybody else was ranting and raving about them, and I read the synopsis online and the plot, and I was like, yeah, this is stupid. I'm not gonna read this. This is just somebody trying to be the Hunger Games, and it is Divergent and Insurgent by Veronica Roth. It comes up backwards, so this one kind of looks like the first one, but this is the first one in the series. This is the second one. I read this book already, and holy crap, was I wrong about thinking that this book was just trying to be the Hunger Games and trying to be another dystopian novel. This book is freaking awesome. I was bored on Christmas because we don't really do anything for Christmas. We had a few people come over and they had their kids who were crazy. And I just came up to my room and was like, oh, I want to read one of the books I got. And I wasn't sure which one. I was like, oh, let me just read the chapter of this and see if I liked it. And I couldn't stop reading it. I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had work at 8 the next day. When I got home from work at 3, I finished reading this book. It's so good. I'm going to do a review on this one. This is the one that I'm going to do a review on. So basically, this is a book about a girl named Beatrice, and she lives in Chicago, but it is a dystopia. And in this dystopia, society is split up into 5 factions that you were either born into or you choose to switch to when you're 16. And they're Candor, the faction of honesty, Abnegation, the faction of selflessness, Dauntless, the faction of bravery, Amity, the faction of peace, and Erudite, the faction of intelligence. Basically, you're born into the faction that your parents are in, and the only way that you could switch is when you are 16, you get to choose if you want to stay in your faction or if you want to switch factions. This is basically just about Beatrice, the faction that she chooses, and about this little thing called Divergence. It was a good book. The next book that I got was George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones. It is a TV show now on HBO, if you weren't aware. And I am in love with the television show, which is why I'm so happy to have this book in front of me. I'm pretty sure that each book is a season. They convert it that way, so I'm going to be starting from, obviously, the first season. I already know what happens, but I'm really happy to get to read it. So I'm super, super excited for this book, and I can't wait to start reading it. The last book that my parents got me is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, which I'm also super, super, super excited for because I didn't read this in 12th grade like everybody else in my school because I was taking a college course and we didn't read the required reading list, so I'm really happy to have this. The next few books I got were from a family friend. So the first book they got me, I'm probably never going to read, but it's Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, and yes, it is the unabridged edition. This book is over 900 pages and pretty much in font size 0. I'm actually afraid of this book. I wish I had the abridged edition because I kind of do want to read this book, but I don't have the time or the energy to read a story that I have to pay attention to for this long. And it's the language it's written in is too difficult for me to read right now. I just can't. I needed something light and fluffy. But you know what? I'm really happy to have this because it's just a nice thing to have. Like, it's one of those books that I could say, I have Les Mis if I ever want to read it. And I do want to build an extensive library, and now I have a nice book to help me do that. Another book they got me is a book I'm really kind of happy they got me, and it is Edgar Allan Poe, Complete Tales and Poems. And ever since I was a kid, I kind of had this weird fascination with creepy things, so basically I liked Edgar Allan Poe too, because, I mean, he's freaking creepy. And I'm just really super excited that they got me this. The last book they got me, I'm so happy that they got me, and it is a book I read in 11th grade, and it is my all-time favorite novel, and I just never picked it up for myself because I figured, oh, why waste money on a book I already read when I can get a book I haven't read, and it is F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. Holy shit, this is my favorite book. Ah! Really excited. The first book is a book I've been super excited to get for a while, and it is Mark Z. Danielewski's The 50-Year Sword. And I don't know a lot about this book, but I'm pretty sure it's about a party that happens at somebody's house. And there are children there, so they hire a storyteller. And the storyteller brings a box. And in this box is a sword. And it is a sword without a blade. And when asked what it is, he said it is the 50-year sword. The wound does not happen for 50 years. And I just think that's a really cool plot. The next book I got because they didn't have the book I really wanted by this author. And it is The Gates by John Connolly. And I originally wanted to go to the bookstore and purchase The Book of Lost Things, which it says up here because it's like his most famous novel. And none of the bookstores have it. So I ended up getting this, which is about a boy named Samuel Johnson who decides he's going to go trick-or-treating 3 days before Halloween. And he comes upon this house, 666 Crowley Road, where a family called the Abernathys accidentally call forth Satan and open the gates of hell, and there are some terrifying things that are itching to get out. So I don't really know a lot about this book. I started reading the first 2 chapters. Kind of weird. It's actually written like a storybook, kind of, would be written, and that's really interesting. So I will definitely keep you posted on this. The next book I picked up, I actually saw about a month ago in a bookstore in Penn Station, and I wanted to get it, but I was like, it's $26 because it's a new book, and it's only in hardcover, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to wait for it to come out in paperback. But because I got a Barnes & Noble gift card for Christmas, I decided I'll just splurge on this hardcover, and it is The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. As far as I know, this book is about a girl who wakes up along with the rest of the world to discover that the Earth's rotation is slowing. But even with this huge thing that's happening to the world, all of life's problems kind of seem to keep happening to her. And it just kind of seemed really interesting. And to be honest, I really picked up this book because of the cover. I know it's hard to see, but this cover actually has holes in it. And under the book jacket is the profile of a girl, and I just thought that was really cool. And so you can see now there's holes in the cover of it, and the colors shine through. So basically I picked up this book because I thought it was pretty. The last book I have here is In the Woods by Tana French, and this book is, I believe, a mystery book about a bunch of kids who go into the woods, but when their parents go to get them, only one is left, and he has blood all over him, and he's found hugging a tree trunk, and 20 years later, he might be able to solve the mystery of what happened. And I really don't know much about this book, but I heard it on a booktube. I heard it from booktubers. I can't remember if it was Books and Quills or Get Bookish or another one, but I definitely heard of this book on YouTube, and I thought the cover was so interesting. I mean, it's just, look at it with the roots and the trees, and it looks creepy. So I was like, bam, I'm getting this book, and I got it. So I hope you liked that haul. It was my first haul, my only one so far, so I hope you think it was as successful as I think. So back to the House of Leaves review. I will hopefully be posting that soon. As I said before, I also want to do a review of Divergent, so that's going to be coming up really soon. And yeah. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, you should subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to post a link to my Tumblr in the weird underneath box thing. It's not really a box anymore, but yeah, I'm gonna post it down there. And you guys could go click that if you want to see that. That's just a bunch of random shit about my life. And you guys should comment down below and tell me any books that you think I should read after I get done with this massive pile, and any books that you think I should review. Books or movies or even TV shows. Anything that you think that I should see or watch or listen to. So, I will see you next week.